Spoke to you on COVID-19 3 weeks ago. Since then, the number of new cases daily has begun to rise. We used to see fewer than 10 new cases a day. But in the last 2 weeks, despite our best efforts, we have routinely had more than 50 new cases daily. Initially, many of the new cases were imported from overseas, mostly returning Singaporeans. Then last week, we began to have more local cases. Furthermore, despite our good contact tracing, for nearly half of these cases, we don't know where or from whom the person caught the virus. And this suggests that there are more people out there who are infected, but who have not been identified. And they may be passing the virus unknowingly to others. In the last few days, we have also discovered several clusters at foreign worker dormitories and one at a nursing home. These are very worrying because large numbers of people live together in dormitories and nursing homes. A single case can quickly lead to a large cluster. Furthermore, nursing home patients are mostly old and frail and very vulnerable to the virus. As the situation developed over the past weeks, we have tightened our safe distancing measures progressively. Singaporeans have responded well, calmly and responsibly, and made adjustments in their daily lives. By working together, we have kept the outbreak under control. But looking at the trend, I am worried that unless we take further steps, things will gradually get worse, or another big cluster may push things over the edge. I discussed this with a multi-ministry task force. We have decided that instead of tightening incrementally over the next few weeks, we should make a decisive move now to preempt escalating infections. We will therefore impose significantly stricter measures. This is like a circuit breaker. It will help to reduce the risk of a big outbreak occurring. And it should also help to gradually bring our numbers down. And this in turn will allow us to relax some of the measures. This circuit breaker will apply for 1 month in the first instance. The task force is holding a press conference immediately after I finish speaking to you to explain the details. But let me give you the key points. First, we will close most workplaces, except for essential services and key economic sectors. Food establishments, markets and supermarkets, clinics, hospitals, utilities, transport, and key banking services will remain open. These are essential services. We also should not disrupt economic sectors that are strategic or form part of a global supply chain. People working in these industries can continue to go to work with safe distancing measures in place. But most other work premises must close. If the person can work from home, he should do so, telecommute. But others will not be able to, including foreign workers on construction sites and in shipyards. These workers live in dormitories, and we will make arrangements to look after them. The closure of workplaces will take effect from next Tuesday. This will ensure that most of our workforce stays at home and limits their physical interaction to as few people as possible. Second, we will also move to full home-based learning in our schools and institutes of higher learning. We started with 1 day of home-based learning this week, this has gone smoothly, with some teething issues being resolved. The Ministry of Education will work with the schools to implement full home-based learning starting next Wednesday. All preschool and student care centers will also be closed, but they will provide limited services for children of parents who have to continue working and are unable to make alternative care arrangements. Third, we will tighten restrictions on movements and gatherings of people. It boils down to three things. First, stay at home as much as possible. Second, avoid socializing with others beyond your own household. Gatherings should be confined to your household. Avoid visiting even your extended families who are not staying with you, especially if they are elderly or vulnerable. Third, go out only to do essential things. For work, if you are in essential services or in a key economic sector. To buy food at markets or to take out from restaurants and hawker centers. Or to exercise in the neighborhood park, keeping a safe distance from others. The spirit of these measures is to get all of us to minimize physical contact. If we don't go out, if we avoid contact with others, then the virus won't be able to spread. It's as simple as that. But I know this is very hard to do. It's very hard as a practical matter in places like hawker centers and wet markets, because it's difficult to practice safe distancing, especially on the weekends when it's crowded. It will help if we all adjust our habits. For example, do our marketing on weekdays instead of weekends to avoid the crowd. We will also deploy more safe distancing ambassadors to encourage people not to crowd together. So please cooperate with them. Safe distancing is also hard for a psychological and emotional reason. It goes very much against our human instincts. It is in our nature to want to socialize, to be close to those we are talking to take comfort in the warmth and company of friends and family. I fully understand this, but I hope you will also understand why we all have to take social distancing extremely seriously in this period. Because this is the only effective way to slow the transmission of the virus so that we gradually bring our numbers down. It's also the best way to keep our families safe, and particularly to protect our seniors from getting ill. So please, bear with the painful adjustments that we have to make. Each and every one of us can and must do our part to keep everyone in Singapore safe from COVID-19. Let me now say a few words in Malay and then in Mandarin. Saudara-saudari sekalian, dalam beberapa minggu lepas, bilangan kes baru COVID-19 telah meningkat. Kami memantau perkembangan ini dengan teliti dan mengetatkan langkah berjaga-jaga secara beransur-ansur. Rata-rata, rakyat Singapura mematuhi arahan. Bagi masyarakat Melayu Islam, anda telah membuat beberapa pengorbanan dan penyesuaian yang besar seperti kaum lain juga. Anda faham kenapa masjid ditutup. Anda mengamalkan salam mufti dan menundakan majlis keramaian yang penting seperti majlis perkahwinan. Seperti yang diterangkan mufti, masyarakat Islam juga perlu membuat penyesuaian bagi Ramadan dan bulan Syawal yang bakal menjelang. Saya sendiri kecewa kita tidak akan ada bazar di Geylang Serai tahun ini. Kesal sekali. Tetapi ini tidak boleh dielakkan. Terima kasih kerana memberikan kerjasama anda. Keadaan masih terkawal, tetapi pemerintah bimbang sekiranya kes baru terus meningkat, mungkin kemudian bilangan kes akan melonjak dengan tinggi. Oleh itu, kami telah memutuskan untuk melaksanakan langkah berjaga-jaga yang lebih ketat selama sebulan. Kami akan menutup sebahagian besar tempat kerja, sekolah dan prasekolah. Tetapi perkhidmatan penting seperti pasar dan pasar raya, tempat makan dan pengangkutan awam akan terus dibuka. Anda masih boleh mendapatkan barang-barang dapur anda dan masih boleh membeli makanan di pusat penjajah. Kami juga akan menutup sekolah dan pusat prasekolah. Saya harap ibu bapa akan terus membimbing anak-anak anda ketika di rumah supaya pendidikan mereka tidak terjejas. Kami akan perketat langkah-langkah untuk memastikan jarak selamat. Sebelum ini, kami pernah katakan bahawa orang ramai boleh berkumpul asalkan tidak melebihi 10 orang. Tetapi sekarang, kami mahu anda duduk di rumah jika boleh dan elakkan daripada bergaul selain daripada lingkungan keluarga anda sendiri. Saya tahu ini suatu yang sangat susah untuk dilakukan kerana kita semua mahukan teman dan berhubung dengan orang lain serta berbual dan beramah tamah bersama rakan-rakan dan saudara mara kita. Tetapi saya harap anda boleh bersabar dengan apa yang kita harus laksanakan dan patuhi peraturan demi keselamatan anda sendiri dan kita semua.